To my surprise, I never lost the ability to write. In fact, writing became part of my struggle for survival. It gave me the little distance from myself that I needed to keep from drowning in my despair. Nearly every day, usually immediately after meeting with my guides, I wrote a spiritual imperative, a command to myself that had emerged from our session. These imperatives were directed to my own heart. They were not meant for anyone but myself. In the first few weeks, it seemed as if my anguish only got worse. Very old places of pain that had been hidden to me were opened up, and fearful experiences from my early years were brought to consciousness. The interruption of friendship forced me to enter the basement of my soul and look directly at what was hidden there. To choose, in the face of it all, not death but life. Thanks to my attentive and caring guides, I was able day by day to take very small steps toward life. I could easily have become bitter, resentful, depressed, and suicidal. That this did not happen was the result of the struggle expressed in this book. When I returned to my community, not without great apprehension, I reread all I had written during my time of my exile. It seemed so intense and raw that I could hardly imagine it would speak to anyone but me. Even though Bill Barry, a friend and a publisher at Doubleday, felt strongly that my most personal struggle could be of some great help to many people, I was too close to it to give it away. Instead, I started working on a book about Rembrandt painting, The Return of the Prodigal Son, and found there a safe place for some of the insights I had gained from my struggles. But when, 8 years later, prompted by my friend Wendy Greer, I read my secret journal again, I was able to look back at that period of my life and see it as a time of intense purification that had led me gradually to a new inner freedom, a new hope, and a new creativity. The spiritual imperatives I had put down now seemed less private and even possibly of some value to others. Wendy and several other friends encouraged me not to hide this painful experience from those who have come to know me through my various books on spiritual lives. They reminded me that the books I had written since my period of anguish could not have been written without the experience I had gained by living through that time. They asked, "Why keep this away from those who have been nurtured by your spiritual insight? Isn't it important for your friends close by and far away to know the high cause of these insights? Wouldn't they find it a source of consolation to see the light and darkness, hope and despair, love and fear are never very far away from each other, and that spiritual freedom often requires a fierce spiritual battle?" Their questions finally convinced me to give these pages to Bill Barry and make them available in this book. I hope and pray that I did the right thing.